access code to this game. A game in which your destiny depends upon your own decisions, and where the ultimate weapon is your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please take your seats at this time, as the program will begin momentarily.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Gen X Dave, and this is Gen X and Beyond. And as usual, my two co-hosts, Moke and the Bull, and Only the Lonely. What up, guys?
What up? How you doing today?
It's
How are
good.
you moking the bull? I'm moking the bull right now.
Yeah,
I'm moking the bowl.
Okay, we're all moking the Bull.
All illicit material and substances within the first 30 seconds.
That's why it's 18 or older.
Oh, actually, it's been 60 seconds.
But anywho, what's going on?
I do it every day, just saying my name.
I'm packing a bull, is what I'm doing.
Me
See,
too.
I'm not just moking a bowl. I'm moking double.
Nothing's going on.
Yeah.
I can't.
I don't even know what to talk about tonight.
No?
And here's something I like to talk about. We have so many viewers on fucking Rumble. None of them is subscribed, liked, or followed. Or
Really?
yeah, bro. Like here, I'll bring up statistics, okay? Or I'll bring up the channel real quick. My glasses are fucking dirty.
Well, then clean them.
Fuck off.
I mean, if you can't see out of them, then maybe the obvious thing is
You need to shut the fuck up.
My name Duff.
Anywho.
I've just been in a
Okay, we had 23 views on last night's show. 9 in the show before that, 25 the show before that, 8 before that, 4 before that, 2, 2, 1, 28, 3, and I could go on and on and on and on and on, right?
Yeah.
But if I go down to stats and analytics, right?
Okay.
Or account overview. Okay. We do not have no followers. We do not have any subscribers. So I don't know what's going on.
well, the people not viewing it are not liking.
How much of it are they watching?
Subscribing and hitting that bell notification
Haha.
twice.
How long are they watching on average?
Let me see if I could find that.
I mean, if they're only watching for 5 minutes, then that's why they're not liking and subscribing, because they're not watching long enough to get engaged to decide whether or not they like it. And a lot of people, when you'll have that until you promote, because you need to promote the channel and get people interested who actually participate in long form podcasts. I've been spending most of my day fucking with scammers, calling them up and prank calling scammers.
Oh, I love doing that. Multi-person family. They normally hang up on me.
I don't understand this as much as I do the YouTube. Alrighty. Well, yep. Oh, whatever. I don't know.
That's funny. Bush Camp Dad. Anybody know who Bush Camp Dad is?
No.
He's a professional YouTube, Twitch streamer for Xbox. Not for Xbox, for Fortnite. So he goes in and plays ranked games, and he doesn't kill anybody. He doesn't shoot anybody. He just finds a bush and lands in it, and then sits there and camps the whole game. Gets like top 10 almost every single game. So, which continues his advancement all the way up to diamond, past whatever. So there's a little short where he jumped in a dumpster, and the dumpster glitched out to where I guess it was one of them dumpsters that you can't destroy.
Right.
And because some of the ones that were portals, but the other end of the portal isn't open, so you just camp out in it. So he found one that was glitched out to where they couldn't destroy it. Like the guy was literally right on his heels with a bat. He jumps into the dumpster, and the guy's trying to like hit the dumpster with the bat, and the dumpster won't blow up. And he jumps into the dumpster with them, hoping that it would like pop him out, and it didn't. So next thing you know, 3 different fucking people all jumped into this dumpster because they're trying to figure out why the fuck nobody's getting kicked out when another person jumps in. So apparently it was just today. So anybody checking this out, today's like March 31st. If it's anywhere close to March 31st and you're checking it out, go check out this dumpster and see if it does the same to you. Oh. The dumpster next to the shed in the middle of the map.
What? They ain't portals anymore?
Nah, I just show it. That'll. There you go. We'll just share it on here.
Bush Camp Dad discovers invincible camping spot.
What are you gonna do? Hello? Oh, here comes somebody else. Yeah, I'm still in here. I'm still here. I'm not coming out.
He's trying to portal him out with a portal gun.
Bush Camp Dad discovers invincible camping spot.
Funny. That is funny. I'm going to have to go check that dumpster out. That is cool.
That's not cool.
I'm sure Fortnite Epic will figure that out and
Quick.
fix that before any of us can go enjoy it. There that was, guys. That's Bush Camp Dad. So, send him a Fortnite request. Throw him on your list.
Should we even be worried about our analytics and shit right now?
Not really.
No.
Okay. Shut the fuck up, Moken.
Well, he's been telling you that for I don't know how long.
Months.
And then you come out right out and say, should I be worried about it?
No.
What am I supposed to say? Like,
you're supposed to be quiet.
When you get around to promoting it and 5,000 people watch and none of them watch for more than 20 minutes and none of them like or subscribe, then you can worry about it. when the random person that comes across your show because they like to surf the Rumble live shows and see what's actually on live, or when just the random people who click on it and whatnot, when those no, that shit don't matter. It would be nice though if one of those random guys like shared and subscribed, because that would help you towards the goals of becoming AdSense aware, to where you can actually pay to promote your shows. But I don't know, man. I ain't here for shit except for to hang out. So I'm not trying to be no superstar.
Are you fucking
Superstar.
No, I don't think so. I'm not gonna do that nasty shit.
Superstar. Smells like weed. You can get high off my armpits. That's why my old lady sleeps
Oh my god.
right here. I wake up to her in the middle of the night sometimes. Like, what are you doing? I need a buzz. Leave me alone.
Oh,
That's a lot.
I'm battling my addictions, okay? Don't judge.
no, I'm judging.
I ain't talking to you. Am I talking to you?
Yeah, you're talking to
Are you
everybody.
talking to me? Hello? Are you talking to me?
You're talking to the 25 people.
Who's talking to who?
We are talking to 25 other people that are subscribed to us on YouTube. At least they subscribed,
Shut up, Moken.
Can't cancel all of us.
No, we already did that one. We did that yesterday.
I know. I'm just saying, you can't cancel all of us.
When I need
you might be able
space,
to cancel
that's where I
Dave.
go.
You might be able to cancel Lonely, but you ain't
can't
canceling
cancel
Moken.
somebody. You can't cancel somebody who's already like, no. How are you gonna? Not that I don't give a fuck. There's nobody. I got no followers. I got no fans. You can't cancel King Lonely, man. King Lonely has no subjects. Like, what are you gonna do? Take my subscribers? Fuck you. I don't got no subscribers.
I know that's right.
That's why I like it, man. You don't need to follow me. If you agree with me, great. If you don't, fuck you. And either way, if you want to follow me, I don't need it. I don't, I ain't trying to make money off this shit. If you do, it's great. And if you want to share it, it is whatever. You can always put towards my favorite charity,
which is
the Church of Philadelphia, man. Brotherly love. Pay it forward. Go give some random motherfucker $20 and say, have a good day. Or when you buy, or when you go get weed, get an extra eighth and just hand it to a random fucking person that you know is a stoner, because we know stoners, we all know, right? Am I right?
Pick up some dabs, drop them off at somebody's house.
I mean, there was a Facebook group in Missouri that was going out buying bowls, giving little bud samples, to smoke through their brand new bowl, and just setting it out on other people that was subscribed to this Facebook group on their doorstep, and then knocking on the door and running.
Yeah.
And you answer the door, you got the package on the floor.
I would burn it. I would light it on fire and burn it. I don't know what the fuck this is. I didn't order anything. Call the bomb squad.
Uh-huh.
No, they would get a hold of you and say, I dropped a bag off at your house.
Bag of flaming shit.
Anybody want to come drop off a fucking bag of weed or some dabs? Yeah, on my front porch, you're more than welcome. I'm not going to stop you for one. So,
Yeah. That guy.
no.
Yeah,
Oh, trying to smack him for everybody,
this
but
guy.
I can't. I guess. I guess the internet's not real life. He's not actually there. Boom.
Oh, you fucking idiots.
Dude, that was better than Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, man.
No shit, bro. At least it was more real.
Seemed a lot more real. I actually thought I was going to knock you out for a second there. Oh, shit.
Stop hitting me. It'd be funny if I had my son standing beside me or behind me and just imitating your arm cutting through. Whack.
Right? Dude, the next time Mike Tyson fights, they're going to end up canceling the
He
fucking
ain't gonna fight
because
again.
he bit through his fucking glove and broke his skin.
Bro, he's
I
not
bit my
gonna
own
fight.
finger off.
Mike Tyson will
I bit my
never
own
fight
finger off.
again. Mike Tyson
Sorry,
will
Mike.
never fight again. He's done. He'll
He's
never
done.
fight again.
Yeah,
He'll beat up some motherfucker on an airplane for
They-
talking shit to him.
Yeah, but that's about to be the only fight you'll ever fucking see him in.
Right?
Don't tread on me.
So, hi out there. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, hey
Like,
guys,
subscribe,
everybody,
drop a comment.
what's up?
Tell us what you
Hello.
want to hear about. We're three jackoffs smoking some weed and
And whatever comment you put,
bullshitting about nothing today. We have no
Yeah.
topics of interest. So
None. We're just bullshitting today. Yeah, today's
Yeah.
any
nothing
comment
special.
you put, we'll can.
Hey, and if you're watching from Rumble, listen. If you guys are
no,
watching
they're
from
not.
Rumble,
They're watching from YouTube.
oh well, watching from YouTube, cool.
Yeah. So they're probably subscribers who are just checking out whether or not we're interesting today.
Well, say something in the chat. Let us know what's going on.
What do you think is interesting? We've talked about politics, we've talked about school, we've talked about religion. We're talking about this new shit that they found underneath the pyramid for the last 3 times. We talked about Tesla, we talked about time travel, we talked about conspiracies.
I
Now,
mean,
what do you think about? No, all right. I got a kind of a question, kind of.
Yeah.
Like we all know, like none of us are really, really fucking outrageously genius, right? But
That's a conspiracy theory.
what happens whenever you throw a battery into a fire?
Depends on what type of battery. Is it a lithium ion? Is it a sodium nitrate? Is it sodium
No, it's a lithium ion battery.
Oh, it's a lithium ion battery. Yeah, they melt, and if they short while they're melting, they explode.
And so, what would that
Lead
let
acid,
off into
nickel, cadmium.
the environment?
What about it?
It wouldn't be good, right?
Are you trying to say these domestic terrorists also need to have global terrorism, like as in like Greenpeace kind of shit? Like, oh, you
Kind of seems so.
you polluted the air. You owe us carbon tax.
Kind of seems so.
Yeah.
why? What's the fucking point? Who cares?
No, I think a couple of the Tesla. I think it's your fault if you own a Tesla, because if you own a Tesla and you have a connection to your car and your phone rings and shows somebody keying your fucking car, the first thing you should be doing is unstrapping your holster and removing your firearm and walking out to your car.
Exactly.
So if you're not doing that, which nobody has yet, I don't know what to tell you, because as soon as these people realize that 40% of Americans drive around with firearms in their vehicles, and that 100% of Americans are entitled to protect their property,
But the amount
they'll
of
stop.
owners, left and right, the amount of owners of Tesla are what? Usually left.
What?
The people that usually own Teslas are usually left.
Agree. I don't think cars, what kind of car you want to buy, is a political thing. I don't think about my political ideologies when I go buy a car, dude.
No, but you think about the climate.
I don't
No,
care
I don't.
about the climate. An
No.
electronic
don't.
motor is better. It has more torque with less energy than an engine. That's all. That's the only reason I would buy an electric vehicle. But
Right,
only if
but
the
who
battery was
owns-
capable of getting me where I typically go. So if I typically travel 250 miles in a day, I would want a battery that could cover that. And if it costs
Whenever Joe Biden,
$100,000, then I'm not doing it.
whenever Joe Biden passed the Green New Scam
Good.
and made it, everybody have to get an electric vehicle, basically. A lot of the left went out and got an electric vehicle, is what I'm saying.
No, I mean there's some lefties out there, but I don't think it's a lefty thing, man. And like so, especially with Tesla, because the Dems and the left has never liked Tesla, dude. The left has always been anti-Tesla, which is a huge hypocrisy of the left because Tesla is the biggest electric car manufacturer in the world.
And Elon Musk, whenever he moved to the U.S., was a Democrat.
Yeah. So but he's been hated on literally by the left and Dems in general for when they passed that law that said that everybody had to go electric. Tesla wasn't one of the ones getting major kickbacks for complying. That was GM, Ford, Dodge, and Honda.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to give a free shout out for Tsunami. Tsunami grinders, Tsunami products.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They're awesome.
And yes, my grinder is that big.
I like the goat grinder. I don't have it close to me, so I'm just going to look it up and throw it on here.
Well, how about...
So while you do that, while you give a free plug out to your favorite grinder, I'm going to give a straight fucking review of this. Look at this shit, man. Caught off guard. No, switching places. Goat grinder. Boom. Go to goatgrinder.com. Check this shit out. All right. Looks big and hunky, right? It has that's a 4-ounce mason jar. So this grinder you can pop on top of any mason jar with a standard mason jar lid. They have replacement parts. They're quite pricey for the stainless steel. I don't have that. So look at these teeth there. There's no magnets in the way. The teeth go down all the way. We got this nice little sifting basket. We got this huge handle that grandma could fucking turn. And then that's how it breaks down. You see all those individual parts? Looks complicated, but it takes literally less than 5 minutes to figure out how to set this up to grind weed as easy as any grinder you have in your vape shop. So it's called the Goat Grinder. And you're going to pay more for it on their website than if you go to a distributor, because that's the way their marketing setup is set up.
And there you go, Goat Grinder.
I've got the most keef ever out of my weed using that sifter that comes with that. And literally, I've been using the grinder now for a year, and I've only had to clean it twice. I love it.
Since I upgraded to this grinder, I probably
so much more
accumulated. I probably accumulated maybe a quarter of keef.
Nice.
Real quick, real fast, like in 2 days. But I grind a lot of weed though.
Is
and
it actual
got a
keef
lot to
or is
grind.
it just a really fine ground?
No, it's
Fine
keef.
grind.
It's
Okay.
keef.
Because the grinder I had prior to the goat grinder, it gave me a lot of keef. But the reason it gave me a lot of keef is because it chopped my fucking weed up in the powder.
Oh no, this grinder's got big holes,
Okay.
so it don't allow you
See,
to.
my favorite. I like how it's curved like that. The convex
Yeah.
fucking blade design of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Those help for keeping the longevity going.
And it don't allow you to really grind it down to a powder.
Yeah.
It don't give
they're
you
big holes because it falls
look.
through the holes. Yep.
So there's that, and here's the cutting side.
Are you talking to me? Yeah, that's the part that I'm happy to be rid of with my goat grinder, is it don't have teeth like that. But have you ever seen those grinders that roll your pot across a disc, a flat disc with a bunch of sharp holes in it?
Yeah, I heard of those.
You don't have any of those?
No.
Those are nice too, especially if you have extra disc. Yeah, nice.
That's the keef. The keef catcher.
Yeah, that looks like weed.
Shut up! It is.
That looks like I could pack a bowl with it.
I do pack bowls, put a little bit of wax, and put a little bit of that on top.
Yeah, nice.
And get fucked up. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's mine, and I enjoy it.
Yeah. I think that's a conspiracy theory.
Well, no, you are a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, your face is.
Hey,
maybe to
Dan,
you, but not to me. I think, therefore I am, motherfucker.
Dan.
A conspiracy theory.
Dan.
What, Dave?
I need you to find out what that shipping cost is going to be ASAP.
Shipping cost for what?
The monitor.
I got mad and used it as target practice the other day.
Dude, tell me you did not.
No.
Tell me you did not.
No.
All right. So, wow.
It's probably going to be like $25, man. It seems to be the typical 3-day shipping for any big packages.
Well, that's fine. Don't forget to fucking look for that Note 10. Bro, because I get paid like in a week and a half.
He said, "Oh, fuck."
And I want to fucking get that shit shipped as soon as possible.
I ain't been looking for that, he said.
Yeah, he's forgot all about it. He just bowed his head.
Died.
Tell you what, Dave, taste it, I'll taste you for you.
Look, as soon as
video evidence.
Is your old lady propositioning Dave?
Hey, listen.
Oh, honey,
Beth, listen. Check this out, Beth. We're supposed to be getting some into the shop. I don't know why, but we're supposed to. So soon as we do,
I don't know why.
Gotcha.
Maybe because you're Springfield?
I guess.
Springfield.
And I wore it out.
Right next to Sunnyvale.
Wore it out on me.
But
Yes. Yep. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah. My other friends did too.
Yep.
There was never any video evidence of it though.
No, I watched it on video chat on my phone. I know it happened.
shit's getting deep.
Yep. Real deep.
You guys are going to end up on a list with Harry Sisson.
Yeah, right.
Man, fuck that dude. on a list with Harry Sisson.
Luke, I am not your father.
But I could be.
I don't want to be on any list that Harry
Hey,
Sisson is
Malkin.
on.
Right.
Malkin,
What?
give us an update. How's your dad?
Tired.
It's not curable.
It's not curable. It's kind of like what my mom did, but I mean, it's not as fast as what my mom's moved,
Right.
but yeah.
Just party hardy then to the end, right?
When
That's
the
what he's
hospitals
doing.
tell you it's not curable, that's when you go on the internet and you start entertaining conspiracy theories and trying whatever the fuck you can.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I mean,
DMSO
he
and marijuana.
he shares his
You smoke that.
No,
he
don't smoke
shares
it. Eat
his
it.
view. He shares his view. He eats it too. He shares his view strongly on other platforms and been into Facebook jail. I don't know how many hundreds and millions of times. And I mean, he is a strong voiced, male, which there's no problem with it. And I mean, he enjoys his life every day. He has for a very long time.
Cool.
There's incidents that happened on the way where he may not should be here,
Right. Well,
So, I mean,
we
I'm
all pull
lucky to have
through
him
things
for
we
as
never
long as
thought we
I've
would.
had him.
Mm-hmm. How old is he?
Oh shoot. I want to say early 70s.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah.
back whenever he was, mid to late 40s, he had some unfortunate accidents happen to him.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, my father lived into his 80s. He had 6 heart attacks and 3 strokes. And the heart attacks, he was up and working the next day. The strokes, the second and third one really took a lot out of him, but he was already retired by the time he had his strokes.
right.
And here I am, 45. I've had 2 heart attacks already. No, and neither one of them were significant. The doctors violated me more than the heart attack did. Sticking that fucking catheter up my arm and across my sternum and into my heart to see if there was any damage.
Right.
That's something that anybody who hasn't went through it, I'm telling you, when you do go through it, I'm sorry, it's going to feel like you were violated in weird ways for quite a while, and it's going to be an indescribable feeling of violation because, like, when you feel something foreign inside your body up here going through your center, like I don't think there's many things that can compare to that. But it takes a while for the whole feeling of it to go away, like literally months before I could like wake up and not feel like it was still in my chest.
That fucking sucks.
And meanwhile, the surgeon was like, "You shouldn't be able to feel it at all." Well, apparently you didn't give me enough of whatever you fucking give me, dude.
Right.
Because I can definitely feel it. I could feel it go through every joint in my body. I could feel it go through my elbow. I could feel it go through my shoulder. I could feel it cross the sternum of my right here in the center. And,
Wow.
That's fucked up, bro. Don't want to go through that.
Mm-mm.
But both times I was up and back to life right after the anesthesia wore off. So, and thanks Norfolk Southern for the second one, because that was their fault. They crashed a fucking train.
Yeah, I
in
worked
East
for
Palestine
Norfolk
full of-
Southern for a
and
while.
yeah, well, they blew up a train in East Palestine, Ohio, full of
Yep.
vinyl chloride. And when you burn vinyl chloride, you get hydrogen chloride, which is an extreme respiratory and cardiac irritant. So when they blew that shit up, we had a huge cloud over the entire Pittsburgh, this whole area. Like you could be on the hill in Pittsburgh and look towards East Palestine, Ohio, and you could see the fucking cloud of smoke that was huge. It was literally 5-6 miles large on the top of it. You could see it from space. There's pictures from the ISS that took pictures of it as they were flying overhead. It's pretty fucked up. And so, fun fact, hydrogen chloride is the gas we use on excimer lasers. Excimer lasers are the ones they shoot your eyes and clean your arteries out with. So hydrogen chloride, when it's introduced to an electrical spark, emits a blue light. Another fun fact is a couple weeks after this accident in East Palestine, Ohio, there was a blue lightning storm in Canada, in Ontario, and half of Ontario caught on fire spontaneously. And those are the fires that the smoke from the fire came all the way down to New York, and you literally couldn't see in front of your face.
I remember that happening.
Yeah, and people in town likened it to 9/11 when the towers fell. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
And you could not see New York City from across the bay. That's how bad it was. And that all those fires resulted from blue lightning. About a week or two after, they just emitted probably the largest ever burst of hydrogen chloride into the atmosphere that's ever been recorded. And you know how much Norfolk Southern is paying for that huge debacle?
$700 to each person.
$333 million. $333 million. This company brought in over $1 billion just the week of revenue. $1 billion of revenue in the week that they crashed.
Is only getting like $700.
Right. So like the
and
entire
that's not
settlement,
everybody that got it's not everybody that was affected by it.
right?
Like you said, you don't live in East Palestine, Ohio. So
I'm
guess
11
what?
miles
you don't
away.
Get nothing.
I'm 10 miles away as the bird flies. That's the other thing. When it comes to the distance, they're using fucking they're using the road map to determine the distance, as if the wind travels according to how Google Maps tells it to get there. I'll be right back.
So anyway,
cheers. Oh, hey everybody, Gen X Dave. This Bud's for you.
That's a rabbit hole.
Hooray!
I don't want to go down any rabbit holes.
I like that rabbit hole.
Why are you going down rabbit holes?
So Netflix let out a movie called White Noise in November, the winter before the train derailment. Okay. White Noise is about a train that derails in urban America, and the government is immediately there, not to clean up, but to run tests on the individuals that were involved, and it was a toxic chemical spill, right? So you get the correlation so far, right?
All right.
So the movie was about a toxic chemical spill from a train. The train accident itself could have been prevented in the movie. The train accident in real life could have been prevented. Here's the thing. They shot White Noise in Ohio. And most of the scenes were shot in most of the actual scenes were shot in Cleveland, Ohio, in Tuscarora County, somewhere south of Cleveland. However, the derailment portion of the movie is in Salem, Ohio, which is 20 miles north of East Palestine, Ohio. It's literally the same railroad track that the actual derailment happened on. Okay. And they know that the train caught fire in Salem, Ohio. The real train that derailed caught fire in Salem, Ohio. And the box that's sitting next to the road that took the picture of the train on fire is in the derailment on the movie. So in the movie that's about a train derailing in Ohio and there being a toxic chemical spill, the point where they shot that scene is where the actual train in real life caught fire. Before 20 miles later, it went off the rail.
What?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? No,
I'm
fucking
not
way.
fucking joking you at all, dude. The
No,
fucking box that
he's
took the
all
picture.
right.
My daughter
He-
owns a
he's
house
correct.
on the tracks.
He's correct.
Yeah, and it's called White Noise. And guess who's the star of
Because
it?
what
Adam
happened
Driver.
was, whenever because I worked on the yard of railroad yard, you know, I was looking for what these people should have pointed out and took off the train and replaced with another car. Okay.
Yeah.
In every car, after you take, the load off the train, you have to then inspect the train. And what you have to do is inspect the brakes, the brake pads. If they're touching, then they're bad. If they have more than so much, in between the pad and the wheel, then they're bad. Then they need to be replaced. 1, 2, it has to be in that happy medium. But and if they're not, then and that's what happened in that train derailment was the brakes caught fire. They got so hot because they were rolling and touching the wheel, and they got so hot the pressure stuff that spews out and pushes the brake towards the wheel that caught fire and spewed for them 20 miles. Whenever that ran out, you're done.
Right.
That
So
wheel's gonna lock up. You've done welded that whole car up. You're done.
Yep. Yeah. And so at the time that movie came out, the United Rail Workers Union was trying to start a strike because there were safety issues going on. And the entire Congress, Senate, and President at the time, Biden, 99% of them voted to make it illegal for any of these rail workers to quit their jobs and not go to work.
Pete Buttigieg was pushing for it.
Right.
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg was behind.
Well, they all
that.
signed it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because 99% of them fucking signed it. There was only like 4 people who didn't vote yay. And they weren't any of the people that we would typically
But the person that
talk
was
about.
over transportation was behind the boycott.
What do you mean? The strike? The strike was being organized by the workers because they weren't being given
And Pete
the typical sick pay.
Buttigieg,
Pete Buttigieg helped strike it down, but Pete Buttigieg wasn't any significant figure in politics. He didn't have anything to do with busting the strike. As far as he didn't have a vote in it, because I'm talking about the senators and the congressmen and the president.
So
They
you're saying
voted
that he had no influence over.
on busting the strike. He had no say in it because he didn't have a vote. Yeah, he was in charge of the Department of Transportation, and he was did a horrible job. But he had nothing to do with busting the strike. 99% of the circus on both sides, plus the president, were the ones who busted the strike. They voted to make it a law that they could not quit their jobs, they could not go on strike, and it literally made it a crime to quit your job. Which, if you go to jail for quitting your job, that's kind of like slavery, wouldn't you think? Right. Well, you know, our government is awesome. Our government's awesome.
Yeah, government. If the government says they're here to help you, turn
around, walk away.
They always work together to fuck you in the ass. And then the things that you care about that are opposed to what another person cares about, that's what they want you to worry about. They want you to worry about this social issue that they've been arguing about for literally since before we were born. Like a lot of the things they still argue about: taxes, about welfare, about Social Security, about genders, about equal rights. All these things are things they've been arguing
about for
over
50, 60,
for
70
50,
years.
60 years. Meanwhile, all these restrictive laws that take away American rights get passed unanimously. Like, so that's like, wake up from the circus, everybody watching. Like, there's no good or bad in the politicians. They're all fucking scum when it comes to dicking you over. Yeah, this guy might care about killing babies where the other person's like, no, kill as many of them as you want. But nothing ever gets done on that. Nothing significant ever changes on that issue. Meanwhile, they all agree on taxing you more so that they can stuff their pockets. They all agree that United Rail workers should be enslaved by law to their jobs. They all agree on everything that you don't want. So,
yeah, I don't agree that if you quit your job, then you should be jailed.
I declared it an emergency, and the law made it to where during an emergency you could not go to work for any of the infrastructure ones. So, I mean, I'm sure they could take it and go take it to the airlines too. You know how fucking shitty the airlines have been lately. I'm sure they could use that same law now to make it to where everybody that works at the airlines has to continue coming into work. So, you know, because they've laid off all these DEI hires that weren't qualified to begin with. So now they're shorthanded. Oh, well, I don't want to work like this. This is unsafe. People are dying. Well, tough shit. You got to come to work or you're going to jail. You know, like they could literally, that could be the next thing they do to enslave us.
Yeah.
So I don't put none of it past them because
no, you can't.
Not a whole lot of forward progress in our lifetime. And the most forward progress we have made has been in the last 2 months, but it's not so significant that it makes up for all the bullshit the government's been doing to us our entire life. No, it's like J.D. Vance and Trump both went to East Palestine to say justice is coming. And so where's the government oversight on this lawsuit? Like, because $333 million isn't even a drop in the fucking bucket of Norfolk Southern's profit margin. So, like, you're not even a spur in their heel. That's not punitive. You know what I mean? That's not going to incentivize Norfolk Southern to actually replace their brakes or get that fucking train car off the rails.
Right.
So where the fuck is the government oversight?
All they're going to do is replace the axles and Put it right back on.
They might not even do that. That was the problem with this car. And now Norfolk Southern is filing an appeal claiming that CTX or whatever company owned the car needs to be responsible. But see, that company and then they're also wanting to put the chemical company who owned the vinyl chloride that they destroyed on it. It's like, wait a second, that's not any of their faults. You're the one running the train. You're the one
Yeah,
who
no,
owns the engine.
they
You're the one
paid
who
you.
owns the track, and you're the one who does the safety inspection on it before you
They
leave.
paid you to transport said item.
Right.
So therefore, it is on you that the insurance that they had should be put on you
Right.
for you to pay.
So, and it's ridiculous. And then when you look at it, that they're money laundering that $333 million. They're putting, all right, you got a town that only has 5,000 people in it, and they already have such a huge park that people come from towns away to have family reunions and shit in this huge park. Because it's a huge park, there's only 5,000 people in the town, so it's normally slow. And on any given day in the summer, you go to that park, and most of the people in that park aren't even from that town. Because that's how big that park is, right? That park got $33 million to remodel it, and it's a mile and a half to, it's the furthest away from the accident as any residential house in town. And they're getting $33 million themselves to do
For town, just for the park.
for the park. And guess what? But Norfolk is contracting out all the contractors to do the work, and most of the contractors are subsidiaries of BlackRock, who is also Norfolk Southern's sister company or owner or whatever. So it's all money laundering. The people that are cleaning up the dirty oil that has the unburnt vinyl chloride in it, because not all the vinyl chloride burnt, they're a BlackRock company. The place that the company that's shipping it to Texas is a BlackRock company. The place where they're storing the toxic shit in Texas is a BlackRock company. And then when the people of that town complained, they picked another place in Michigan that's also a BlackRock company. It's all BlackRock. So you get BlackRock is profiting off of their own mistake. By the time it's all said and done, the majority of that $333 million is literally coming back to BlackRock as they charge for services to clean it up.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
Well, that's what's up, dude, and that fucking sucks. And they're a fucking
And-
scam artist.
Right? And the actual
That's an hour.
settlement was agreed to over almost a year ago. Everybody was supposed to be paid. Everybody in East Palestine should have already had their money.
Already.
And everybody outside East Palestine should have at least had one of the two different payments that are agreed to. And over half of the people in East Palestine haven't seen a fucking nickel.
Nope.
Benny Johnson gave out more money than most of the fucking people in East Palestine have received from Norfolk Southern.
And Trump was the first presidential person to go there.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Biden didn't even go there.
He brought a shit ton of
Supplies.
McDonald's Big Macs and double cheeseburgers, and then he busted a truckload of his water from his Mar-a-Lago resort, so it had his name on it. But it was more than Norfolk Southern was doing. It was more than Pete Buttigieg was doing. It was more than what Biden was doing. Pete Buttigieg blamed it on the town. At some point, he mentioned that, hey, East Palestine's a red town. Like, why would you, as the transportation director of transportation, or whatever the fuck he was, why would you point out the political affiliation of a town that is been a victim to your negligence?
Yeah. It all goes back to the ideology. Well, for the Republicans, you can have a disagreement and views on both sides. But if you're a Democrat and your friend says, I'm leaving the Democratic Party, you're automatically a bigot.
Well, that's just how it became. So,
Can't cancel all of us.
yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been wonderful going down some rabbit holes I didn't want nothing to do with, but I learned a lot. So, I'm Gen X Dave. That's lonely. That's smoking.
Go
We're
check
Gen
that
X and
movie out
beyond.
if you guys are interested in it. It's called White Noise. It's on Netflix. Adam Driver, the new Sith guy from the stupid fucking Star Wars Final Saga. Kylo Ren, Adam Driver is the main character in it, and
Good
also
movies on both sides. Good
yeah,
movies on both sides.
they are good. Yeah, but and if you do take the time to go watch the movie, because I would put it like if it's a scale out of 10, I would put it right at a 5. You know, like if I'm bored, I'll watch it, but I'm not going to leave my house to go watch it in theater. And I'm not. But anyways, if you do pay specific attention when they give a lecture about occult practices, because there's a lecture in the movie where the guy is talking about how the occult have to ask you for permission first, and this he's relating the occult to Hollywood in the movie. And he's saying that the occult have to ask you for permission before they violate you. And that they do this through predictive programming in movies. So basically, the more sitting on the edge of your seat you are to see carnage, the more carnage they can rot upon you without being. It's not my fault. You're the one who wanted to see this happen. So
Right.
So pay attention to that, because it's really fucked up that they would talk about that in this movie with all these coincidences that we just talked about earlier.
Conspiracy theories. Think
That
about
is
it.
just a
I'm
roller
Gen X
coaster.
Dave, and we're out of here. Peace.
Can't cancel us all.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Nobody puts baby
Thank you for watching this video.